So if you couldn't tell a joke, I was going to be wearing a sleeping cap for this video, but I don't have one. Because I'm not a fucking cartoon character. Unlike this fella right here. Yeah, this is the Sleep Master from, well, let's now get into the intro. Hi, Goosebumps for Dummies, legally on paper gives birth name, as I've said before. I'm going to be reviewing It's Only a Nightmare from the Give Yourself Goosebumps series. It is book 32. It's one I think about rarely. It's not unpopular in my mind, but it's not super popular. I think about Horror House less, so there's that. But, It's Only a Nightmare. Let me tell you, I've been wanting to read this one for a very long time because not only is the cover great, sung by Craig White, I've owned this for a very long time. Well, a story, before I even get into anything here, before whatever, I found this at Goodwill, way back, I believe 2018, and, yeah, I've kept it in pretty good shape. I never read through it until, obviously, recently, I believe it was early April. I have some thoughts on it. It was a long build-up, but that didn't shape my opinion at all. I remained open to whatever I thought of it, whether I hated it, loved it, and turned out I'm quite in the middle. So let's get into the blurb. And now for my blurb. Yeah, life is but a scream. Get it? Like row, row, row your boat? You know it's silly, but you're creeped out by the weird old inn where your family is staying. You're even afraid to go to sleep. Dumb, right? Yeah, wrong. What? You should be afraid, because in this place, sleep is when the evil Sleep Master rules, and your nightmares become reality. Like the one where you turn into a bat, or the one where your parents become hideous aliens. Can you escape, and can you survive the ultimate showdown before Morphos? The terrifying ruler of the dream world. The choice is yours in this scary Goosebumps adventure that's packed with over 20 super spooky aliens. Fucking pissed my pants. Someone put a bucket on the floor, and my foot's in it, by the way, so that's why I pissed my pants. Not because I was scared or anything. Yeah, I'm doing bad at the sleep jokes. I haven't slept in days. I don't really like this one, nor do I dislike it. Yeah, I said it. There's good and bad, but overall, don't read it. This is not one I recommend at all, just because it's definitely one of the lesser enjoyable ones. If you're going into these for enjoyability, I was kind of, like that the whole time. It's like, I don't want to read this anymore. It's like, it's very, I just want to get through it and review it type book. So yeah, let's move on to my upsides. My only positive can be summed up as just the Dream Master storyline, which isn't a big positive. So, that tells you much. It's the better of the two, and I like it. I'll give it that. I like it overall, even if there's things I don't like about it, and obviously the other one a lot. This one had some good things. There's a nice fucking medieval battle that you go through. You lead it, too, which is really cool. I really like that aspect. There's some other endings. There's one involving aliens that I kind of liked. There's some other meta jokes. There's one where you watch fucking Goosebumps, I think, or at least he makes a joke about watching the Goosebumps TV show. And there's even one where you read a Goosebumps book, which is very early on in the book, by the way. So you can get to that one real quickly. And I like that meta humor, and I liked a lot of the endings in that story, or at least a good few of them. There are ideas thrown in here that I like overall. Like I said, the battle sequence, but also Lord Morphos. He's kind of cool. The Dream Master is a decently enjoyable idea, character, appearance. There's some good bits, like you turn into a dragon. And there's also these creatures that appear very early on in the other storyline that I liked. And I thought we were cooking there. I thought it was about to be some crazy cool stuff. It reminded me of Labyrinth a little when the baby disappears and all those goblins show up. That's how that felt. And then, obviously, like that movie, it turned into shit. So yeah, that's my upside. Just some decent things all throughout, but also a lot of not very good things. Let's get into those now. The book devolves into random bullshit. If you guys know me, I don't like random bullshit in GYGs. I'm toning down the swearing a little now. Yeah, I call it Blandathon when this stuff happens, and you can spot it as early as Carnival of Horrors, which was my biggest issue of that book. It's President TikTok, you're dead, but around even, Dr. Ika's hated as that one is by a few people, it was fixed. Didn't really see random font. And whilst there's a few anomalies, this is one of those. Yeah. Rando font. And it's not like, oh, why? No, it makes sense. This is a dream book. Dreams are supposed to be random. And I think it's a good thing. If you just stuck to it for a little more than a page, I mean, Jesus Christ. That's why I prefer the other storyline for the Dream Master. That one at least stuck to things a little more. Got a little random with the freaking, well, literally marathon. You know, random marathon. Haha, funny. But, it's still like, it's very random in a particular arc, aka the other arc where you get to pick certain routes to go down. It's like 4 little mini stories make up one big arc. That arc was just so many bad words I want to spit out. Discombobulatingly awful in a way. I didn't absolutely hate it. It's not Planet of the Lawn Gnomes, but it's Barking Ghost. It tells you anything. Yeah, it was devolving into random crap that was not enjoyable. You can make it a little random. You can make it so it very much switches up. But when it comes to, hey, we're in an airplane, next minute you're in a building trying to defuse a bomb. This isn't real stuff in the book. And the next minute you're, I don't know, hiking Mount Everest. It's just like, chill the fuck out. Please have some consistency. I don't like saying this, but it's like brain rot. I have an attention span, and this is mind-numbing. This is just stuff I don't like seeing in books. So, the Randophon out of the way, endings. I don't want to say I hate a lot of them, because looking at the score I'm going to give the book, it's like I can't really say I hate a lot of them, truthfully, because none of them are just awful, but there's a lot of them that are pretty darn bad. Or very close to being awful, or just in that mid-range. Particularly the awful ones I want to bring up. I wouldn't expect, of all things, for It's Only a Nightmare, or any GYG for that matter, for the endings to not make sense. Yeah. So, not only is my mind being melted from the randomness, but some endings just came out of nowhere and made literally no sense. You have to read it to believe it. I was left... This was my first arc, was the worst one. I was left so mind-bogglingly confused after a lot of these endings had finished. Because they had almost nothing to do with just happened, or they literally contradict things, or just out of nowhere, out of left field, out of my ass, out of a lot of places that I've never heard of. It's like the Quagmire in frickin' Lawn Gnomes. It came right out of there. That place apparently exists on Earth. I had to Google it. I should have to give it a Google after a read. But it, yeah. And not the Family Guy Quagmire. Some really bad endings that aren't awful. Gut-wrenchingly unreadable endings, but they just lack much sense. Just like how the story is a lot of randomness, it just doesn't make sense. They literally don't work. They're contradicting. They have plot holes. So yeah, the endings are fucking weird, at least a good 15 or so, or probably less, or so is a lot, but there are 40 endings in this book. It's not a special edition, it's normal length, 135 pages, I think, or 37, whatever. Yeah, that's really what I wanted to point out in particular. A lot of the endings suck, the randomness is just so unbearable and mind-numbing, but I don't hate this book. But I just don't like a lot of things. And there's some moments in here I don't like. There's some story beats and ideas I'm not big on, particularly in the lower arc. And it becomes a bore. This is one of those books where it's like, thanks to all those contributing factors, this becomes one of the most unenjoyable reads I've had in a very long time. So don't read this if you have burnout. So let's move on to my rating. 5 out of 10. 5 out of 10. Need I restate it? This book's got some things I really like. Some really good endings, some very nice moments. And I'm very forgiving on Goosebumps books because they are for 8-year-olds. And I'm 15. I know I'm harsh. But it is still brain-rottingly, mind-numbing crap when it gets to the fact that every page is like completely new and random, and every ending, or at least a good chunk of the endings, either don't make sense or aren't very good. So yeah, It's Only a Nightmare. It was a nightmare to read, but not the worst book ever, clearly. 5 out of 10. It's just I'm never reading it again. I know they look like a crossbred love child between Jesse Pinkman and the Leprechaun from the Leprechaun movies, but I'm not. I'm just Alejandro. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this book review, and tell me what you think about it. It's Only a Nightmare down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. My hair's fucked up, and goodbye.